So, do you have a side hustle right now and you really want to expand your customer base? You are in the right place. Have you ever wondered, how do I market my side hustle? I'm going to answer that question for you in today's video. Hi, my name is Ingafay, and I am a confidence coach for direct sellers. In today's video, I'm going to share the biggest untruth when it comes to marketing your side hustle. Secondly, I'm going to share some common mistakes people make when it comes to marketing their side hustle and some great ways to overcome those common mistakes. Last but definitely not least, I will share with you one thing that will really help you stand out when it comes to marketing your side hustle. The biggest untruth that I have seen over the years when marketing your side hustle is making a list. And it's a list of your friends and family, the people that are closest to you. And because you're in this side hustle, someone has recommended that you talk to your warm market first. And I really think this is a no-no. And the reason that I say that is because your friends and family, they love you and they want to support you. And for you to feel like you have to throw whatever you're selling on them because they're your friends and family, I think is unfair. If they're interested in what you have, what product or service that you provide, of course, you want to share your new side hustle with your friends and family. You're excited about it. It's something new. You're passionate about it. You're really looking towards the future when it comes to your business. But does that mean that because they're your friends and family, they have to buy from you? They have to buy your product or service? They may have no interest in what you're selling. And for you to put that on them, I think is unfair and the wrong thing to do. Of course, share it with them. Let them know what you're doing, but then let them be able to decide if they want to buy from you or not and be okay with that. I think instead of making a list of your friends and family, that you want to build a list of people that are actually interested in what you have to provide. And when you do that, you know that they are part of your tribe because they've already raised their hand and said they want to do it. It's not, oh, because you're my cousin or because you're my auntie that I want you to buy from me just to support me. Would you want to do that for them? And even if you would, is that the right thing to do? Is that how you want to build your customer base? They'll buy from you one time to support you, but do you want a customer base of a person that's just going to buy from you one time? You want people that are going to buy from you continuously, right? In order for you to get those type of people, you want to make sure that you build a list and not make a list. Build a list of people that say they are interested in what you have to provide, not just because they're your friends and family. Now, I'm curious what you think about what I just said. Are you currently building a list or are you making a list? I would love to hear what you're doing at this present time. Please comment below and let me know. Next, I wanted to go over some mistakes that people make when marketing their side hustle and how to overcome those mistakes. People are building a new business or side hustle is they assume that everyone wants their product. And this is so far from the truth. I can think of an example. If you're selling a skincare product, you may hear people say that everyone is a client that has skin. But is that really the case? I've heard people say that they wash their face with water. They're not your potential client if you're selling a skincare product. Does everybody want to wash their face with what product that you provide? That is no as well. Everybody with skin is not your potential customer. You want people that want to wash their face. That is one of the prerequisites of them potentially buying your product, and then be open to trying the product that you have and potentially buying the product as a result of that. So just think about those everybody type of statements or those everybody type of comments when it comes to you marketing your product or service, because everybody is not going to want it. We already know that. Another common mistake is that people are still only relying on in-person networking. Us being in this pandemic for almost 2 years now, this pandemic has definitely taught us the power of virtual networking. And if you haven't done it, this is definitely a time to do it because you will meet people that you would have never crossed paths with otherwise. I have met people over in the UK, Norway, Australia, Canada, California, New York, and I live in Alabama, y'all. And it's been phenomenal being able to meet all of these people that I know I would not have crossed paths with otherwise. So it's very important to not solely rely on in-person networking, that you expand your network as well as your location to interact with people that are all over the country. And then depending on the product or service that you provide, you may be able to sell some to someone that lives overseas? And if you are, why not do it? Why just keep your market or your target market in your local area? If you can ship it, then you can sell it. And if your company allows you to ship it overseas or has a distribution center that allows you to distribute to people overseas, why not do it? Why limit to yourself to just your local area? Be sure to network and interact with people nationally as well as globally when it comes to marketing your business. In the past, we used things like flyers and in-person networking type of situations, but we have social media that we can now interact with people with. So be sure that you're using those platforms so you can interact with people outside of your local area. Another thing that this pandemic has taught us is how to pivot. If you are a person that wants to stay in what you know or was waiting for the pandemic to be over, then you are behind and it's time to catch up. So what I would recommend to you, if you haven't done so already, and I'm hoping that you have, is that you move to a virtual space. This is all the rage right now, is doing things virtually, being able to interact with people all over the world, all over the country, and not just being limited to your old school methods of doing things. You may have been taught that your interactions are in person and local type of interactions. Use a Zoom call, maybe even create a sales funnel. Do different things that will allow you to really expand your customer base that you haven't used in the past, but it ends up in the same result. I'll give you an example. I have a challenge that I created for my clients and incoming prospects that allows them to try different products over a period of 5 days. And normally when I did this before in person, we normally would meet with our clients at least 2 times to really develop a true relationship and connection with those clients. This challenge allows me to interact with these people over a 5-day period where I'm really able to build that know, like, and trust factor, which is so important when you're meeting someone that you've never met and that you want to do business with in the future. So it's allowed me to really expand the connection and the relationship with the folks, and then give them a deeper understanding and benefits of the products that I sell, the benefits that those products provide to help them reach their desired outcome. Because at the end of the day, it's really about them. It's not about me. So I'm really to be able to provide tons of value and information and knowledge and wisdom over to my new prospects as well as current clients to really help them reach their desired result. Are you stepping out of your comfort zone and doing different things that you haven't done before to reach kind of a similar result than what you were before, but it's just a little bit different? Just some food for thought that'll help you along your journey. Now, before I move into the one thing that will help you stand out from the crowd, I wanted to remind you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can see the subscription button in the corner below. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode of Inga Unplugged TV, and you'll always know when the new video comes out. So last but definitely not least, we're going to get into the one thing that's really going to help you stand out from the crowd that are doing the same thing that you're doing. The one thing that I truly believe will help you stand out is providing tons and tons of value. People do not want to be sold to. People want to buy. And we have to realize that when people interact with us, or even people that we meet, there's what's called a buying process. You'll have 1 to 2% of people that are actually ready to buy from you when they meet. However, you'll have probably another 90% of the people that are not necessarily ready to buy. And then there's people on the other side, they're not going to buy from you regardless. Why don't you nurture those people that are not quite ready to buy by providing them tons of value with freebies like guides and informational emails and different things that's really going to help them in their journey of their desired result. And then when it comes time for them to buy from you, they will be ready and willing and know that you are the person to buy from, because you've built that relationship and you have built that know, like, and trust factor with your potential clients that are now prospects that will soon be clients with you because of the tons of information and value that you've provided for them over a time period. And that time period is really unknown, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. So just make sure that you are really taking the time to find out what your prospects and your customers really want and give it to them. Give them the information that they need. So then when it comes time for them to buy something that you could potentially solve a problem for them because of all the tons of value that you've given them in the past, they know that you're their go-to person to help them along their journey. Because essentially that's what it's all about. So if you are a person that is looking for ways to market your business, generate leads, increase your sales, I would highly, highly recommend you join my Confident Direct Seller Summit. The link is below in the description with all the details, so you can get all of the information you need to really take your business to the next level. As always, thanks for watching and bye for now.